The beloved stars of Adam-12 once thrilled audiences with their gripping on-screen portrayals, but their real-life journeys took unexpected turns. Accidents, personal struggles, and unforeseen hardships shaped their destinies, leading them down paths no one could have predicted. In 2025, where are they now? Have they overcome adversity and reclaimed their spotlight, or have their lives taken a completely different direction? Join us as we uncover the untold stories, the heartbreaks, and the triumphs that define their post-Hollywood lives. Kent McCord, who portrayed Officer Jim Reed in Adam-12, was just 26 when he took on the role of the idealistic rookie paired with veteran Pete Malloy. His earnest demeanor and moral compass made Reed a symbol of integrity for many viewers. Outside the show, McCord's life was marked by personal hardships that often contrasted with his on-screen persona. He married Cynthia Lee Doty in 1962, and though they remained together, the marriage endured long separations due to his career. They had 3 children, Kristen, Megan, and Michael, but Kent later revealed that fame and work pressures created distance between him and his family. His post-Adam-12 career never regained the same prominence, with a series of failed pilots and small guest roles haunting his later years. He struggled with depression in the 1980s and had a falling out with several former co-stars. Though now 81 and living quietly in Southern California, McCord rarely makes public appearances. His modest estate is estimated at $1.5 million, largely from royalties and residuals. Once a beacon of law and order on screen, McCord now spends most days alone, reflecting on both the acclaim and the cost of his defining role. Gary Crosby, who played Officer Ed Wells on Adam-12, was 36 years old when he joined the cast, offering a blend of streetwise charm and levity to the series' procedural tone. As the son of Bing Crosby, Gary's career began under the heavy shadow of his famous father, whose strict discipline and emotional distance left deep scars. Married 4 times, each union ended in bitterness. His first marriage to Barbara Cosentino bore one son, Stephen, who later estranged himself from his father due to Gary's alcoholism and erratic behavior. After Adam-12, Crosby's career stagnated, reduced to minor guest spots and voice work. Financial mismanagement and substance abuse left him nearly destitute by the early 90s. In his final years, he lived in a small apartment in Burbank, largely forgotten by the industry. Gary died of lung cancer on August 24, 1995, at the age of 62. His estate was estimated at just $150,000, a tragic fall for a man born into wealth, fame, and promise, ultimately undone by personal demons he could never outrun. Art Gilmore, the commanding voice behind the Adam-12 dispatcher, was 55 years old when the series began. Though he was never seen on screen, his authoritative tone became the unseen spine of the series, guiding officers with calm precision. A seasoned voice actor and announcer long before Adam-12, Gilmore's golden timbre made him a fixture of American broadcasting. Yet his private life remained opaque. He married Grace Gilmore in 1939, and while their union endured over 7 decades, it was marked by long periods of emotional distance. They had 2 children, John and Laura, both of whom later spoke of their father's emotional unavailability. Art's post-retirement years were quiet, filled with regret over the roles he turned down and opportunities missed while confined to voice work. Despite his polished public persona, he endured the quiet sorrow of feeling undervalued in Hollywood. He died on September 25, 2010, at the age of 98 from natural causes. His estate, carefully managed, was estimated at $3 million, much of it bequeathed to UCLA's School of Theater, Film and Television. Jack Hogan, who appeared as Sergeant Jerry Miller on Adam-12, was 37 when he portrayed the stern yet empathetic sergeant who brought steadiness to the precinct. Best known for his earlier work on Combat, Hogan seemed poised for a robust post-war Hollywood career. But after Adam-12, roles dried up. He married actress Mary Kilpatrick in 1961, and they had one daughter, Elise. Their marriage suffered under the strain of his career decline and Hogan's growing bitterness toward the industry. Divorced in 1980, Hogan later lived in isolation in Hawaii, avoiding the mainland and rejecting any involvement in reunions or retrospectives. He lost contact with his daughter for nearly 2 decades, reconciled only after a cancer scare in 2010. Now 94, Hogan leads a reclusive life, occasionally responding to fan mail but refusing interviews. Once a war hero on screen, he now resides in quiet obscurity. His estate, mostly tied up in real estate and long-held investments, is estimated at $2.2 million, wealth he rarely touches, having long abandoned the trappings of fame. Martin Milner, who portrayed Officer Pete Malloy in Adam-12, was 37 years old when he took on the role of the seasoned LAPD officer mentoring his younger partner. Known for his calm authority and moral clarity, Malloy became an emblem of integrity during an era of national unrest. Off-screen, Milner's life was far less stable. Though he married singer Judith Bess Jones in 1957, their relationship deteriorated amid years of emotional distance and infidelity rumors. They had 4 children, Amy, Molly, Stuart, and Andrew, but struggled with estrangement, especially after Stuart's brief struggle with addiction. Following Adam-12, Milner faced typecasting and found steady roles increasingly rare, turning briefly to local radio before withdrawing almost entirely from public life. He suffered from advanced peripheral neuropathy in his final years and spent much of his last decade in seclusion. Martin Milner passed away on September 6, 2015, at age 83, from heart failure. At the time of his death, his estate was estimated at $1.3 million, much of it tied up in modest real estate holdings in Southern California. William Boyett, who portrayed the tough yet compassionate Sergeant McDonald in Adam-12, was 48 years old when he took on the role of the seasoned officer in the Los Angeles Police Department. Boyett's portrayal of McDonald, a man struggling to balance his tough job with the reality of family life, resonated with viewers, but behind the scenes, his life was far from easy. Despite the fame from Adam-12, Boyett's personal life was marred by deep struggles. He had been married twice, first to actress Nancy Stafford, but the marriage fell apart due to Boyett's increasing struggles with alcohol. His second marriage was to Linda Harris, but their relationship became strained due to his continuing depression and isolation after Adam-12 ended. The couple had 2 children, but Boyett's relationship with them was strained, as his career began to stagnate. As he aged, Boyett's finances dwindled, and he became known for his quiet, reclusive nature. Boyett passed away in 2004 at the age of 75 after battling lung cancer. His estate, which included a modest home and some residuals from his acting work, was estimated to be around $1.5 million. Jed Allen, who played the dignified detective Don Barrington on Adam-12, was in his early 40s when he stepped into the role of the seasoned and respected officer. His portrayal of Barrington, a mentor to the younger officers, showcased his range as an actor, but the role marked the peak of his career. Following Adam-12, Allen's career experienced a steep decline. His personal life was filled with turmoil, particularly his turbulent marriage to actress Karen and Deeming, which ended after 15 years due to irreconcilable differences. Allen and Deeming had 2 children, but the constant tension in the family created a strained environment. In his later years, Allen struggled with finding meaningful roles and suffered from depression. He also faced financial difficulties, as his acting career could not sustain him after the show's end. Allen passed away in 2019 at the age of 85 after suffering a stroke. His estate was valued at approximately $1 million, much of which went to his children. James McEachin, who played Officer Carter on Adam-12, was 40 years old when he stepped into the role of the steady, no-nonsense officer. McEachin's character was a calming presence on screen, but his real life was marked by much more turmoil. After Adam-12, McEachin's career took a series of hard hits, with fewer acting opportunities coming his way. His marriage to his childhood sweetheart, Ruth, ended in a bitter divorce after 20 years, largely due to his struggles with substance abuse and his inability to cope with the fame he gained during his time on the series. McEachin's relationship with his two children became strained as he battled his demons, leaving him isolated in his later years. McEachin's financial situation became dire, and he was forced to sell his house and move into a small apartment. He passed away in 2020 at the age of 86 due to complications from a heart attack. His estate was valued at a mere $500,000, which was largely eaten up by medical expenses in his final years. Robert Donner, who appeared in various roles across television, including Adam-12, was 39 when he took on the part of the quirky but memorable character. His career, however, was anything but stable. After Adam-12, Donner struggled with typecasting, rarely finding substantial roles that could lead to lasting success. His personal life was similarly filled with challenges, including a turbulent marriage to actress Margaret Smith, which ended in a divorce after just 10 years. The couple had 3 children, but Donner's children were often distant, and his addiction issues created a rift that was hard to mend. Donner's later years were marked by poverty, and he was known to have lived in near isolation. He passed away in 2019 at the age of 80 from complications related to lung disease. His estate was a meager $200,000, with most of it going toward his funeral expenses and a small pension that supported him in his final years. Virginia Gregg, who appeared in various roles on Adam-12, was 55 years old when she portrayed the wide range of characters that often brought depth and complexity to the series. Known for her versatility, Gregg's characters frequently served as both the villain and the compassionate figure, making her a standout in her field. Despite her success on screen, her personal life was a series of tragedies. She was married twice, first to actor Sam Peckinpah, but the relationship ended when his alcoholism and temper led to irreparable damage. Her second marriage to fellow actor Richard L. Scott lasted much longer but was constantly overshadowed by Gregg's struggle with depression and substance abuse. The couple had 2 children, but Gregg's erratic behavior, caused by both her mental health struggles and the pressures of her career, alienated her family. She found herself alone in her final years, her career in decline. She passed away in 1986 at the age of 68 from complications related to alcoholism. Her estate was estimated to be a modest $300,000, most of which was used to cover her medical and funeral expenses. Myron Healy, who took on various roles in Adam-12, was 43 when he first appeared on the series. Known for his gritty, tough guy persona, Healy's roles often involved playing antagonistic characters, which made him a recognizable face to fans. However, after Adam-12, his career was marked by a lack of substantial roles, and he struggled to break free from the typecasting that plagued his later years. His personal life mirrored this downward spiral. Healy's first marriage, to actress Betty Gilbert, ended in divorce after just 5 years, due to his infidelities and constant financial instability. His second marriage to Janet Lindstrom was equally tumultuous, and they had 2 children together, but their relationship fell apart due to Healy's mounting debt and increasing reliance on alcohol. After his career collapsed, Healy fell into obscurity and died in 2005 at the age of 82, alone and penniless. His estate was valued at approximately $100,000, most of which was claimed by unpaid debts and funeral costs. William Elliott, who portrayed Officer Gus Grant on Adam-12, was 42 when he first took on the role of the tough, but compassionate cop. His character was known for his dedication to the job, but Elliott's real life was filled with personal tragedies. After Adam-12 ended, Elliott struggled to maintain his career and was rarely cast in any significant roles. His first marriage to model Suzanne Hawthorne was brief and ended due to his escalating problems with anger management and workaholism. He remarried to Jeanette Miller, but their relationship soured over the years due to financial strain and Elliott's increasing isolation. The couple had 1 child, a son named Jacob, but Elliott's intense focus on work and personal demons made their family life difficult. As his acting career crumbled, Elliot became more withdrawn, eventually finding solace in his love of motorcycles. He passed away in 2007 at the age of 77 after a long battle with prostate cancer. His estate, though modest, was valued at around $800,000, which was left to his son Jacob, who had become estranged from his father in the last years of his life. Robert Clark, who appeared in Adam-12 as various background officers and later lent his authoritative voice to narration segments, was 48 when he starred in The Incredible Petrified World, 1959, though his legacy stretched far beyond that cult classic. Known for his deep voice and steady demeanor, Clark brought a quiet gravity to even his brief roles. Despite consistent work in low-budget sci-fi, he struggled with recognition, often typecast and underpaid. He was married to Alice King of the King Sisters, a union that bore one son, Cam Clark, who later found fame as a voice actor. Their marriage, though lasting decades, was marred by Clark's alcoholism and long absences on set, which led to emotional estrangement in his family. Following a stroke in the 1990s, he became increasingly reclusive, retreating from public life. Tragedy followed him. He lost 2 siblings to cancer, battled financial instability after a failed investment in a B-movie studio, and grew disillusioned with Hollywood's memory of him. Clark died on June 11, 2005, at 85 from complications of pneumonia. His estate, modest and largely consisting of residuals and memorabilia, was estimated at $350,000. Lou Brown, who portrayed the calm and authoritative dispatcher on Adam-12, was a steady but largely unsung part of the series, his voice a constant lifeline for the patrol officers. Though never a leading man, his measured delivery gave a sense of order and urgency to tense scenes. He was 42 when he joined the cast, already having endured a faltering career as a stage actor that never translated well to screen. Brown married stage actress Elaine McGrath in 1953, a union that ended after 12 stormy years marred by jealousy and financial disputes. They had one daughter, Susan, whom he rarely saw after the divorce. Following Adam-12, Brown's career declined sharply, offers dwindled, and by the late 70s, he was working as a voice coach and struggling with chronic depression. He spent his last years in a modest Los Angeles apartment, mostly forgotten by the industry. He passed away in 1991 at age 65 due to complications from liver disease. His estate was minimal, estimated at around $80,000, most of which went to unpaid medical bills. Sian Barbara Allen, who portrayed Jean Reed, wife to Officer Jim Reed, was 26 years old when she joined Adam-12, bringing a quiet, emotional depth to the small but pivotal role. Her wide eyes and soft-spoken delivery added warmth to an otherwise procedural show. After the series, she gained brief notoriety with roles in 1970s dramas and horror films but struggled to find lasting success. Allen was romantically linked to actor Gary Sandy, but their relationship dissolved amid accusations of infidelity and emotional abuse. She married novelist Alan Hale in 1981. They had 2 children, David and Rachel, but divorced after Hale's descent into substance abuse. A tragic series of events followed. Her brother died in a car crash, and she herself battled agoraphobia, retreating from the public eye by the late 80s. Allen lived quietly in Oregon for decades, estranged from Hollywood and her children, who reportedly cut ties in the early 2000s. She died on March 31, 2025, at age 78 from complications related to heart disease. Her estate, including a modest book royalty and property, was estimated at $500,000. Who is your favorite character from Adam-12? How does it feel knowing that some of the actors are no longer with us? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy this type of content, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on future uploads. Thank you for your support.